You are now listening to the Two Nerds and Slim podcast.
What up, world? Welcome to episode 14 of Two Nerds and Slim. And as usual, you got Pauly and...
It's your boy Tito. And it's your man Slip. What's good?
Slim gone, y'all. He on vacation.
Yeah, he living it up in Las Vegas.
Right. And he got some stories to tell when he come back.
Yeah,
and he also making some deals.
Yeah. So what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. But considering that it's basically the two nerds today, this episode gonna be a little different. And we going straight for the gutter of nerdom. We're going for E3.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. And
E3
how it sucks.
Was trash. Yeah, nothing exciting really came out of E3 for all the video game heads out there. People,
yeah.
I don't know if they were excited for it, if not, but I don't know. E3 has been going downhill, man, for a couple years now.
It's sad, too. I remember back in the day, that was the place like you wish you could go when you was younger. Like, you just see E3 coverage on magazines, everything like, oh my God, I want to go to E3 one day. That's my dream. Now it's like, psh, turn this off.
Yeah. They really don't show anything anymore. They show games that you already know that are coming out, that's been hyped, but you don't really get to see a lot of good games anymore to me. I mean, I don't know.
Well, heck, what's the definition of a good game nowadays, though? If it ain't a sequel to a sequel to a sequel or DLC to DLC of DLC.
I don't know. It has to be like to me, like a new IP, a triple A game, something brand new. But they didn't really show anything. Only thing that they showed, I mean, but it's hyped, is Elder Ring, which I think is gonna be a good game. They haven't made that game yet. They've been talking about it for a while, so.
Yeah, that's your next big what's the word I'm talking about? Every couple of years it seems like it's games that are caught in quote unquote development hell. And like they take years on years to come out. So Elden Ring gotta be like your next current actually like, okay, it's gonna see the light of day. Cause I think your closest one to that is what's that? Beyond? Not Beyond.
Which one?
Oh yeah, Good and Evil. Part 2.
Beyond Good and Evil Part 2?
Yep.
Okay.
That's like never got no traction. It's been almost like it's been years.
But other than those games, they just kind of showed things you knew were coming out. You know, they showed Halo, which I'm excited for. Looks super good.
Right.
They showed, which was a surprise, Metroid. Nobody expected that.
I ain't gonna say all that.
I kind of didn't expect it.
See,
I expected the Zelda though.
Oh yeah, of course. Zelda's been like the Switch is like for real lifeline. Minus Mario games. I mean, but it's Nintendo. But also like with the Metroid, whatever. I'm surprised they brought out a 2D or pseudo 2D Metroid. Now it's been a long time since we got one of those.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I'm excited as crap because I love those over the Primes. And that's just my opinion. Primes are great, but I love the 2D Metroids.
Yeah, it gives you that old school feel, man.
Right. Now, I guess that was a surprise that there was no Prime footage. Like, they didn't even try to show anything of Prime 4. And I think Nintendo dropped the ball with that, but besides that, Nintendo do what they always do. Games, and more games. Oh, you want a system? Nah, we'll give you more games.
Yeah, like, you think we're going to drop a system? No. You're just going to buy more games.
Yep.
That's it.
Games on games.
But I think Xbox was crazy. I think they killed it. Not game, like, what they kind of showed game-wise, but by their Game Pass. Like, having 27 games going in a Game Pass, that's kind of insane.
Well, but that's Xbox's current situation. I do believe that when it comes to the whole current battle of between Xbox, PS5, and even Nintendo Switch, it's not how the war used to be. So the console wars have totally changed into a different pattern. Now they kind of all doing their own lanes. And they kind of, me, my opinion, they're winning in all their own lanes. Nintendo being the handheld the Switch is, nobody gonna mess with that. Like, nobody even talk about trying to do a handheld no more. Because Nintendo killed that whole genre.
Yeah, they got that on lock.
Right. And they like, don't even waste your time. We're murdering you. That's just how Nintendo roll. And as with it doubling being a system too, it's still unheard of. Xbox, I honestly feel that Xbox is competing hard in the game scene, but they going to dominate in basically the streaming scene.
They becoming a Steam console,
Yeah.
kind of.
Because Game Pass is to the point where, like, it's a necessity. And I mean, like, not just like how Live was just to get online. Like, I'm talking about, like, you have an Xbox, you have to have a Game Pass. Like, that's where it's getting to. Even all the new games that coming out, gonna be almost day one on Xbox with Game Pass. So why would you not own Game Pass?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even make sense. If you have an Xbox, you got to buy Game Pass. I mean, you're going to save so much money just buying that instead of just buying each game individually. What would be the point of not subscribing to it? Unless you don't play games that often. I mean, that's the only reason.
Yeah. But it's been to the point, too, where Xbox kind of got to, well, they all got to do something about this. This is my main gripe with the new systems. Y'all storage capacities. I'm looking at all of them. Can we please make it easy for us instead of having to buy these ridiculous price SD drives or whatever drives?
Yeah, external hard drives.
You know, like, why? Like, they just don't care about that part. Come on now. Like, you want people to sit there and play games, but you got no space for them. And then you come out with day one updates with some games that's almost a system.
They just need to make more of the saving on cloud base already.
For real.
And keep some of your data on your console, but not like the entire game. Because it's too much. It's too much. Because after you download like 10 games, if you got Game Pass, right?
Right.
And you want to download 5 or 6 games, and then you buy separate games off the store, you already almost got your whole hard drive to capacity. Right. So then you got to start uninstalling, and the whole I got to reinstall this game because now this got a new update, or I want to play this new DLC that came for this game. It's really annoying.
Right. This is like Gamer Woe 101.
Yeah, and then a hard drive is like about $80 to $90 on top of what you already paid.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about that. We'll take that back. Yes, we are. Bump that. We talking about that. So this is my current issue too with our current state of gaming per se. DLC, the terror that it has become. I feel that DLC has taken away to what's the definition of a good game, because sometimes it's just too much, especially when you turn to pricing. Now, Game Pass is a wonderful thing, like we just said, to have, but say if you want to actually get a game, and that game basically don't have everything on it because you got to buy season pass 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it's just costing out the wazoo. Like right now, let's see, like Call of Duty probably gonna cost you
about 120.
About 120
off rip.
Yep.
If you buy the season pass and all the extra stuff that they sell, and plus the game is what, $70 some.
Yeah, definitely.
If you buy it day one.
But it don't matter because DLC is not going nowhere. So even if you buy the actual base game on discount, if you want to sit up here and join the DLC rank, you still paying up prices.
I just miss the gaming where you used to play a game and you actually had to play it to unlock features of the game.
Oh,
like
I'm a sucker for that.
New characters or new levels, or like how they have Game Plus now. Like those games, like
Definitely.
What happened to that? Like everybody wants to get money, and I understand like that's the industry that they're in. But it's like, why do they fall away from? I mean, if you're a developer, you probably played games, and that was your passion. Like, why do you fall out of that just to make money? It kind of sucks.
Because the passion turned into money. It's not making a game no more. Like, especially in our generation, us on this show, I consider us prime gaming generation. Because when we was born, primarily most of the things came into existence. Like Mario, I was there for Mario 1. I
Yeah,
was old enough for that, you know? Mario 2, 3, whatever, Sonic, all of them. We was there when they all was first birthed.
yeah.
So,
PlayStation 1.
exactly. And that was like our time when games were like new, IPs was new. There was no such thing as internet, which is crazy. Now think about that.
Yeah.
Or when they was first trying to get internet. What was it? Who tried it first? Oh, Genesis. Remember when Genesis had it?
was it Genesis or Sega Saturn?
It could have been both.
One of those.
I remember the Sega's. I remember Genesis had the attachment you had to buy. I want to say it was Sega TV, something like that. It was crazy. The one thing I remember about it specifically was that was the only way you get a Mega Man game on Sega, because Mega Man was Nintendo only. But that's the past. But still, so I call us Gaming Prime. So now what you got is about Gaming Alpha, and that's your up and comers, people who's like teenage and 20s gaming hard. So when you go about money though, us in the prime generation are the ones holding most of the money because we're the originators. And the alphas, I ain't gonna hate, they got money, but they don't have the money that prime have. So a lot of gaming kind of gearing towards them
Yeah,
with
I
the
mean,
free to play or services type situation, you know?
everything for them is multiplayer, which I understand. I mean, they grow up in the era of, social media and the internet. That's their thing. Everything has to be social for them to
Right.
be intrigued to play. I just miss games like Tekken, and you play Tekken, and you beat so many players in Tekken to unlock a new character. Like you start Tekken with 20 something guys, and you end up with 40 characters by the time you completely beat the game.
Exactly.
And
But that
and
was
you,
our form of achievement.
yeah, and you would be mad if you go to somebody's house and be like, "You didn't unlock this character yet."
You do it
Like,
for
yeah, you like, I'm like, that's my dude. Why do you unlock him yet? Like, you be mad.
Right, like, I can't fight you without him. What's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
the times where you used to actually sit there and talk to people like, "Hey, man, if you go above this brick in Mario and you go across, you'll find the flute." Like, that's gaming knowledge from back in the day.
Game is serious, man. But you know what made it funny too was then was like we had to scour. There was no internet. There was nothing. So we
No,
had to go to each other, go to some magazines to figure out some things that was unknown. That's
yeah,
like
it was word
do
of
you
mouth, really.
man? Do you remember the X-Men glitch?
Which X-Men glitch? Nah.
Sega Genesis X-Men when you had to get the Mojo's World,
See, I don't even know.
bruh. So back in the day, you had to play X-Men on Genesis, right?
Mm,
You get the Mojo's World. Mojo's World had you had to reset the computer.
okay.
And there was nothing on screen to tell you to reset the computer, right? Bruh, you had to actually reset your Sega Genesis to move on.
Wow,
Because they had a reset button.
that's ridiculous.
But there was nothing to tell you this.
But see,
At
that's
all.
some of that stuff is dope though, and that too. Like they showed that stuff, like in if you watch that movie Ready Player One,
Mm-hmm.
how like they kind of showed like gaming culture. I think that was a pretty good. Not the whole movie was it was okay, but like a lot of the little Easter eggs and stuff they showed is like how gaming culture was sweet. Like
It
it was its own
was.
little community, and you would have to actually go to the arcade and talk to somebody like, "Oh, how do you do that move?" or "How do you do that fatality?"
See, I missed those days. So
Yeah,
I remember back when you was younger, you go to arcade, you see people lined up, getting their quarters ready. I always wonder why it costs a quarter though. But anyway, but you see them people lined up waiting to get on a game. And in our day, it was either you were trying to get on Tekken machines, a Virtual Fighter machine,
Killer
Mortal
Instinct,
Kombat 2, Killer Instinct,
Street Fighter,
Street Fighter.
any of them.
Yep, always a line. Or you had your group of people, but you had like four friends always, who tried to beat The Simpsons
Oh yeah,
or tried to beat Turtles. In Time. Like we're gonna run through it today.
that was so hard,
It was though.
but that was fun.
That was fun. That was fun.
I even like when you go to Cedar Point or the amusement park, they have the arcades there.
Right.
And I went there with my little cousins, and you take them to the arcade, and it's like they get bored. It's not even their
True.
thing. They're like, there's nothing here that interests them. And I'll be in there playing Time Crisis, spend like $10 to beat the game,
Ooh.
and they're like, nah, this is boring. And it's like, wow, you rather
Yeah, it's crazy.
just rather be on a tablet in your house. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
But the internet has helped gaming and has hurt it at the same time, which is pretty wild because it's good that you have the multiplayer in games like Destiny, Halo, Call of Duty, like all those games. Multiplayer has made those games way more popular, and they're fun to play when you're playing with your friends because kind of like you're hanging out, chilling, whatever. But at the same time, has ruined gaming because now if a game doesn't have multiplayer in it, it's considered trash, or that way they monetize stuff for you to have multiplayer because if you don't have this gun, you're not good enough because the meta has changed in that whole game because of this new update.
Facts.
And sometimes they make the game with the stuff in the game already, like the DLC is already built into the disc, and you can't unlock it unless you pay, which
Which
is
is
I think
pure trash.
it's absurd to do that to people. It's like if I paid you for a finished product, you should give me the whole product. It shouldn't be behind a paywall or anything for me to enjoy this game. It's like corporate America has taken over what video games are.
They have. And they got a firm grip on it, too.
Yeah.
Because even with the start of this conversation, how we talking about how everything is. Like, that was Microsoft doing. Microsoft was one of the biggest names in the world. And their process of, like, basically want you to pay for something monthly for enjoyment compared to actually coming out with things over time that's like a work of art.
Yeah, but they're just buying all these
Companies up.
companies. So it's
Yeah.
like pretty soon you'll have Sony buying companies. You might have Nintendo buy companies, maybe not.
Too late,
Nintendo.
they already did.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they all do these things and buy all these companies, and eventually it's going to put you behind a paywall to get all certain things out of these games, which really sucks.
Because, well, that's give or take, too. Because Nintendo has the Treehouse. And the Treehouse comes up with AAA Nintendo games all day, every day. But that's already built in for the jump. So Nintendo getting talent and, outsourcing it.
Yeah.
Now, what? Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Yep.
And they bought Rare. Who if they bought somebody else, too?
I'm not sure.
It don't matter. They're going to buy somebody else. It's Microsoft.
Yeah.
They got money. And then Sony buying Insomniac. And Sony own Naughty Dog, too, right? Am I right?
I think so.
Okay. You can kind of see the patterns, though, by going by how the companies make games. You know what I'm saying? Because it's finna be, since Sony is more your, I want to say more your anime and your Japanese type games system, Sony going to have more RPGs, more story-driven games, more anime-based games. And they're going to be better on Sony because that's what Sony is. Microsoft gonna have all your American-based RPGs, all your shooters, all your strategic type games gonna be on there. And I say that part when you talk like a lot of free-to-play games, a lot of free-to-play games they might be technically shooters, but they're more strategy of you surviving longer doing something than you actually hitting the goal. You know what I'm saying, like a PvP type situation.
A lot of the games that are free to play are just battle royale games,
Yeah,
which
they're
okay.
That's it, battle royale.
I don't knock them. Like if people play them, it's not my thing.
No, I want games with a point. Like I want a game.
I want a campaign at least or something.
Man, who you telling? Because I feel that's when you put in work. Like, don't get me wrong, I love looking at the games and playing them, blah, 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 but like, I love games with story that make me care about the characters, make me care about the game. That's why I'm an RPG head. Even though they take forever to beat, sometimes the story is so great and the character's so great, you just want them to succeed and you're playing as them.
It's like playing out a movie.
Right. We shall see. Because still, in the decline of E3 and all that stuff, I don't know what next year going to bring, but it's to the point where, like, E3 what used to be one of the biggest gaming shows of all time is now pure trash.
Because like they're not showing nothing new.
Right.
Everything you already know that's coming out.
But you know what
So
though? I want to say this too with the gaming companies, which pisses me off. This grinds my gears. Quit showing cinematic trailers with no gameplay.
yeah, that is really annoying because they have to start showing gameplay. Like that's how you're gonna get me. If you're gonna show gameplay of a game, like don't show just the trailer and be like, "Oh, coming in August" or whatever the hell. Show me the gameplay of the game. Like when they showed that Battlefield 2024, I was like, okay, the trailer is cool, man. I want to see the gameplay. Like
For
if you
real.
don't show me the gameplay, I'm not gonna buy this game right away or even give it any mind. So when they showed the gameplay for it, I was like, all right, looks better. It looks like Battlefield though.
Facts.
The graphics look better though. I'll give them that for sure. Like that looks good. And Halo the same thing. Like okay, you show me the trailer. All right, show me the multiplayer. Okay, it looks like Halo. It really is not a big change to it, which I'm fine with that because I don't want Halo to change. I just want Halo's story to keep evolving because I like the campaign more than really the multiplayer.
And that'd be a problem too. Halo is a good definition of a game that can't go wrong if they well it has. But it kind of brought itself back. Where they focus so much on the extra money they can make compared to the original of the IP that they created. You know who also horrible at that? Capcom.
I don't even want to talk about Capcom.
I do.
They have so
Capcom was
much
my
potential.
favorite company in life. Like them boys could never do no wrong in my eyes. Some of the IPs they had was like legendary. Then Street Fighter Five came. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
Street Fighter Five shows the worst thing you could do uh to a good game is make everything through a paywall. So let just people enjoy the game, man. You got 5 Street Fighters plus alphas plus turbos and all that. Let people enjoy the game, man.
But you know the
They've been
funny part
supporting you
about
forever.
right. But you know the funny part about Street Fighter, now think about it. Street Fighter was one of the originators of like, oh, you beat the game and you can sit up here and get a hidden character.
Yeah, and actually had story endings.
Yes. For every character.
Yeah, that was sweet. I'm excited for some of the games coming out, but it just gaming is not the same as I used to be to me. It's just like I'll play the games that look like I have fun, but I rarely test out new games now because I already know if I invest in it, I'm gonna have to invest 60 plus more dollars to play this game to its fullest potential, and that's kind of gets me away from playing these games, which sucks.
It all depends. Like me personally, unless it's a known AAA series, like I'm a Final Fantasy head, so Final Fantasy come out, I'm probably gonna buy it. Or like Dragon Quest, I'm probably gonna buy it.
Mm.
Or like Devil May Cry, probably gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think a lot of hope in gaming fall to the indie people now. Like indie people, since they not what's more I'm looking for, they're not under the restraints of the big companies. They able to actually create things from their genuine love of gaming. And not every indie game good. We all know that by far. But those been your latest like gems. Like I'm trying to think of a good one. But some of the people be crazy though. Like Fez. Fez was an indie game. Fez was like ridiculous. And like what it did and how it changed the game. Or you even got Reds. That's funny, Fez and Reds. But I think indie gaming gonna be the key to like if you're a real gamer, that's where you're gonna have to go for everything. Cause I don't know what the big people doing. They got the money, true enough, but they if they gonna keep on going this basically pay for service type situation for games, it's gonna win. But I don't know, man. It's just like really kills the heart of like true gamers.
yeah, it's gonna win because I mean people love to game, people love playing, and if that's all you grew up on, that's how you think it is. So they're gonna win at the end of the day.
You
I
right.
mean, you still got people out here searching for new Xboxes and PS5s that you can't find. So and to play what game, because there's really nothing out that you can play on either system that's brand new.
You right.
They're gonna win. I mean, I love gaming. I'm gonna continue buying games or whatever until I get arthritis and I can't play no more, something like
You
that.
right.
Just is what it is, I guess. E3, basically major letdown. Hopefully they just stop and just post it on Kotaku or something, or IGN, and just stop E3 because it's not showing anything. Making an event for nothing.
Well, that's like another thing too. What they keep on doing, which I kind of feel it need to happen, but I kind of hate how it's going. The Video Game Awards. I kind of hate how the Video Game Awards is more towards games instead of like it recognizes some people, but I feel it just they fall still flat to the games they create.
I don't even watch it. So I don't even care about the video game awards. I think that's the dumbest thing ever, say so. Yeah, it's garbage.
You know what? I'm trying to change gears here. We brought up Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's also a movie that was very, very heavily influenced by someone else I love.
What's that?
And that's anime.
I love anime.
I love anime. Anime is just so wonderful. Speaking of, on the internets, they've been having this big discussion about basically the Mount Rushmore anime. Who deserves to be on it?
The top, what?
Yeah.
4?
I think 4 or 5.
I don't know how many people on Mount Rushmore. I think it's 4, right?
I don't know. The 4 founder fathers, right? So
I guess. I don't know.
So it gotta be. Let's just say 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So who deserves to be on Mount Rushmore anime?
So, I would say 1 has to be DBZ, right? Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Goku is like a solid platinum spot on the wall.
Yeah, like
ain't no ifs, ands, buts about that.
he's just that guy. And I would say probably Naruto.
Yep, that created the whole current generation anime watchers, I believe.
I think that brought a lot of people into it that would never watch it before. Plus, it was on TV. Like I think it was on Toonami or something.
Yeah, and it was the first one I believe that went from nighttime to daytime too. Minus Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Number 3. I would say Bleach. I think
Ichigo Kurosaki.
Yeah, Ichigo's character, like the progression, all that. I think that was a super good story. And then, man, number 4.
Problems.
That's pretty tough. Yeah, number 4 can go so many ways. It's pretty tough. Do you go to like an old school one, blah blah blah? But I would say Gundam, because I think the mech, like a lot of the mech kind of genre is dead in anime kind of right now. There's not too many. It's a lot of it's like old school, but I think Gundam was one that was out there being played, on the internet and on late night TV that got people kind of into the watching anime.
Yeah, because Gundam is iconic. Like, for any of our viewers out there, I highly, highly recommend. Because Netflix just posted all the original Gundam movies, and they are masterpieces. Like, it's literally straight up politics with giant robots.
Yeah.
About everything, and they out off the chain. And considering what year they actually came out, it's crazy. But you're right. I remember back being younger when Toonami was a humongous thing, and watching Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
Changed my life.
Yeah, Gundam Wing was one of my favorite ones. Plus, I had Wing Zero, which was probably one of my favorite Gundams.
Oh yeah, you're not surviving with the Wing Zero.
No,
but that's a good one. See, that 4th spot is interesting.
Yeah, because but there's a lot of them that you could put up there. But there's like notable ones that you could be like, well, this is good. Like like you said, what was it when we were talking about it? Brotherhood, Full Metal. People say, oh, that's one of the top ones. It could be. I mean, I don't know.
I got a couple. See, now I agree with you on the 3.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny they all shonen, but The fourth one is very, very could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna throw one at you
Okay.
that might not deserve to be up there, but you really think about it, he might do.
All right.
Ash Ketchum.
Pokemon. Mm, I don't know. I mean, it's popular. It's super popular. Like, it's probably one of the most popular animes to date, next to Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm. Or Pikachu itself, either one.
But yeah,
Pokemon as a whole.
but when you think of Pokemon, you think of Pikachu. You don't even think
Yeah,
of Ash at first.
this is true.
I mean, that's just how I see it.
This is true, but still, it's an anime. And it's
Yeah,
based on the game, but it made the world.
yeah. It could be up there. I mean, it depends. I guess how you look at it. I don't know. I watched Pokemon when I was little. I thought it was pretty good.
But we
But
all know we gotta catch them all.
yeah. But when you get older, you kind of want to see people throw them hands. So like you want to see them fighting animes and people go at it.
Well, it all depends too, because like with Pokemon, don't get me wrong, it created this it's a humongous lane.
Hmm.
But sometimes I feel like they don't make animes that feed off good animes. Maybe it's a Japanese thing. But like, can you imagine a dark Pokemon? Like, I don't know nothing that's close to it.
What do you mean dark Pokemon? Like
So
a bad one?
imagine like a Pokemon that was dark. Like I think we had like remember Zatch Bell?
Oh, Zatch Bell was good.
Yeah, Zatch Bell was great.
That was on Toonami too.
Hmm. And that had like a kind of Pokemon sense going on, with the whole little books and everything.
Yeah, it kind of was like, not to say it was JoJo with the stands, but kind of that similar thing.
Oh man, you mentioned JoJo.
Yeah, JoJo's a lot. It's Unravel. It's
You
crazy.
mentioned JoJo.
But I'm saying, like, how Zatch Bell was like kind of his stand in the anime.
True. And a humongous side note: if anybody watch JoJo, or you hear about JoJo, and you're like, I don't want it, you literally, because it surprised me that people don't know this. You have to watch JoJo from the beginning.
Yeah, you can't jump into it.
You cannot jump into it. Back to what we was talking about. But I don't know, man. You got some people who could say that Attack on Titan go over there.
Attack on Titan is good. I ain't hating on it. I just feel like a lot of people that are new to anime that's where they start watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got other shows that I think that notably could be up there before Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's a anime that I think that don't get a lot of credit sometimes, but it was really good. And
Boy, Dark Tournament Saga changed lives.
yeah, but I'm saying it had epic, but people don't talk about it. People always talk about Attack on Titan, My Hero. It's just that's where they started watching.
I know. I know. The age difference sometimes in anime is like gigantic.
Yeah,
Especially with you like an old school anime watcher like me and you were. The struggle to find it. How about that one?
and I don't know. Lately, I've been getting into a lot of the non like fighting anime into like sports and different ones like
Oh,
haiku.
the
And
best genre that nobody talks about?
yeah, it's pretty good. I started liking it. What's the one that they got on Netflix now? The Karusko. What is it?
Oh,
Karuko's
Kurono Basket.
Karuno Basket. Yeah, and that's pretty good. I've been watching it, and they put the new season up, and I've been watching that new
Mm-hmm.
season. I'm like starting to like these sports animes, which are pretty good.
Oh, they cold, man. Like,
Hmm.
it's a whole bunch that people don't mention, and they was like ridiculous. Ice Shield 21, the original Slam Dunk.
Yeah, Slam
Even
Dunk.
Captain Tsubasa, the soccer one. That was cold.
Yeah, I haven't watched that.
Who else? Even for the wrestling heads, Kaniku Man, which might seem silly with the one we got, because we got like the next generation. But
Mm.
you watch old school Kaniku Man, it was off the chain. They was killing people. But it all depends though, because being podcasters like we are, right? We go through the internet for a lot of things because we are the internet too. So like a current people who taking over on the scene is RDC World, shouting them out.
I
because
like
them
them. They're
boys
funny.
made moves. Yeah, they made some moves. Hopefully one day we'll meet them in real life, or they hit us up.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
dope.
that'd be real dope. But I kind of always wanted to argue with them about their anime choices because they seem younger than us, and they are the prime generation who believe that Naruto is everything.
Well, I'm a big fan of Naruto though.
Naruto Code.
Shippuden,
But
the more, I'm
yes,
more Shippuden.
yes. But it's like a lot of anime, and we're not even, we're not Japanese, just throw it out there,
I
but
think
not
I
get
think everybody
respect
knows
for
that.
deserve. Hey, I can't say it because I'm about to name some names. You know what I'm saying? For some people who know nothing, don't get as much respect as I feel they deserve, or they have, and they just don't get it now. That's like Fist of the North Star,
Yeah, that was dope.
right? Like that's the anime definition of like this is what a man does
He just go wreck shop everywhere he goes.
everywhere.
But don't watch the movie. The live action movie is so garbage. Don't watch it.
Oh, we don't talk about that tragedy. Or take that back. When I'm talking about man definition, grappler Baki.
Baki's, oh man, one of the craziest
Yeah.
animes.
So I take that back about that's what a man does. Grappler Baki makes you be a man. It makes you single heartedly. I want to be a man because I'm seeing dudes in Baki, flat out.
Yeah, his dad is crazy. Kenshiro.
Yeah,
I mean, not
low key the
Kenshiro.
strongest character in all anime.
I'm talking about Fist of the North Star Kenshiro. But no, his father. Um, what's his father name
Yujiro.
again? Yeah, Yujiro
Yujiro.
Hama.
Yujiro Hanma.
That dude is a beast.
Yep.
You like
Literally low key.
made an
Not even
OP
low key.
character.
Yeah, I would say low key, but nah, you know the series. Respectfully, one of the strongest characters in anime history ever created.
Yeah,
But Baki do not get as much recognition as Dragon Ball and all them. But literally, if you watch it and see this guy, you're going like, you know what? I could put him in a couple of like the greatest fights because he's unstoppable.
definitely.
But and then like a couple of animes that fell for the wayward. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember Rurouni Kenshin?
Yeah, Rurouni Kenshin was really good. That's an old school one.
Mm-hmm.
You got the other old school anime that they used to give it early in the morning, Ronin Warriors.
Oh my god. Talking about changing. Man, when you heard Blaze of Inferno, it was over.
Yeah, that anime was really dope.
It was. It was. And the storyline was ridiculous too.
It was probably one of the first ones I've really seen. I want to say when I was a kid, that kind of got me into started liking and watching other ones.
Oh yes. Yeah, Rolling Warriors was alone. It was just so epic. Their armors were sweet. The dudes they fought was sweet. The whole setup was sweet.
Yeah, the moves and everything, like their special moves, were dope.
Mm-hmm. And then it was one of them gems too. Like when you got older, you felt like they had movies.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's like the same with the Gundams. You know what I'm saying? Gundam is known, but like some people don't realize that Gundam is a historic anime, and it has multiple seasons and multiple series, and some names that don't be mentioned when it comes to like I said about Rushmore or whatever, like Amira Ray, Char Ass Noble. You know what I'm saying? These are like iconic characters who never get the spot that I feel should be considered greatest anime characters of all time.
Yeah, they're iconic. But I mean, I think anime is just getting popular now because of the culture. How the culture is moving towards more like internet based themes and different things like that. So now anime is just popular. And plus you got Netflix too that's putting it on there.
Oh, yeah.
Hulu that's putting it on there, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah, Netflix is trying to kill the game anime. They got so much dropping, it's insane. Like that new one that dropped,
Oh, Record.
Ragnarok.
Yeah,
The Record of
Record.
Ragnarok.
Yep.
Like that's dope.
Yeah. I watched like 2 episodes and I'm like, yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, that's dope. I think, matter of fact, it's kind of sad though with like I wish American animation studios would pay more attention to how anime doing it because they're killing the game right now. And I'm talking about in multiple factions because Japanese also got manga, and manga is some of the most ridiculous stuff you can read. Depends on what you get into. Single-handedly, manga killed most comic book sales for like a couple of years now, I believe, for real, for real. But definitely last year, manga outsold everything. Now hold on, Tito, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because we're jumping around right now. Make the current trend of anime hot? Is it people still catching on to Naruto and all of them and Dragon Ball? Or is it the rise of Demon Slayer?
Well, I know a lot of people now are just starting to watch Demon Slayer, which if you haven't watched it, you should watch. It's a good anime. It's crazy.
Dope.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, I think like Netflix and Hulu and like streaming services now have got people to take a chance on anime because it'll come up in your feed or something new. They'll just be like, "Oh, we popped up," and people be like, let me try it." Like Hunter x Hunter, like they got all the seasons on Netflix. It's kind of
Wait, can we
old.
talk about that revival, that old one?
Yeah, it's kind of old compared to like Hero and One Punch Man and like the Record Ragnarok, all these new ones, and Demon Slayer.
Right.
But like,
Side note,
huh?
I gotta say this too. Also, if you're a Hunter x Hunter fan, because there's a whole bunch of nuance, you read a manga, you're stuck. Hunter x Hunter author is great, but this boy will never finish a book. Just to let y'all know. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think like streaming services have brought people more into anime because before, like we talked about, we was watching on Toonami and watching on like cable back in the day, but you would catch it at certain times, like at midnight or
Yep,
at,
TNT.
yeah. You don't catch it like now. You could consume it at any time, and you know you now you got Crunchyroll too. If you subscribe to Crunchyroll, you could watch infinite amount now that they have a
Man,
huge catalog.
I remember the first Crunchyroll. Remember the first Crunchyroll? He used to do like all the subs,
Yeah,
and it wasn't licensed by nobody. I
exactly.
kind of wonder how they did that.
It's just the internet. It was the
It
internet
was.
back in the day.
I remember that watching Bleach back in the day. You had to go through like different subs groups. Like I think it was horrible subs. That's who do my one. That's how bad it was, bro. You had to sit up here and wait for them to download the episode and watch it.
Yeah, I used to watch it and no subtitles, and you just make up your own story while you watching
Yep.
it.
Yep.
But a lot of the stuff, like I think, is just the streaming stuff, and people are going into seeing Demon Slayer, and they might jump into Hunter x Hunter, and now they jump into My Hero, which are like the more modern, which are good,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I think that's what's bringing the popularity to it. I even see like a lot of the skating clothes, like in Zoomies and all that, now got Dragon Ball Z on it, or they got Hunter x Hunter, or they be having like a lot of the older animes, which is dope.
Yeah.
I like it.
Right. And I always say this to people who ain't into anime, because there's still a lot of people not into anime. All it takes is one.
Yeah,
You find that one, and then you start going on a rabbit hole, and then you start finding more. All it takes is one.
like it's to the point where like the anime genre got something for everybody. If you like boxing, if you like fighting, if you like racing, if you like any type of sports, cooking,
Yeah, it do. It do.
they got everything. Like I was watching that one on Netflix. What's his what is it? Food Wars or something like that.
Oh yes, that's one of the greatest animes
And
of
it's
all time. That nobody, no, it get its right, but I'm talking about like
yeah, it's good.
it's
but
great.
it was never up my alley, and I was like, well, like I said, it's on Netflix. So I'm like, all right, I could see seasons. Let me check it out, and it's good. It's ridiculous.
Love Food Wars.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, but I think
Yeah.
that's what is bringing people in. Which
As shit, I feel deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that kind of sucks is like I'm more into like, I mean, I watch the current anime. I like a lot of retro anime, and then I like discovering anime that super old that was good because a lot of stuff still don't come over. You know what I'm saying? That's like Prime. I'm trying to think of one.
what's the one that with the cop dude that he kills everybody that we were we were talking about the other day?
Oh, Mad Bull 34.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I see why it didn't come over though. I mean, they literally killed everybody in the anime, like gore and everything.
I mean, you talking about the OVAs in the 80s though, and early 90s.
Yeah,
And OVAs
ridiculous.
mean original video animation. So like a lot of things was kind of stuck on there. And they have, if you want to find out what really happened to them, you gotta find a manga of it. And some of those might be old, but they out there. You can look for them. But there's a whole bunch of good stuff stuck like that too. That's like Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yep.
And Hellsing.
Oh yes, Hellsing was ridiculous. Quote
Well,
unquote one of the strongest characters ever created.
yeah, like
Ever.
I don't even know his power level. Like it's ridiculous.
I think he don't either. He just do anything.
You just watch it because it's a good story.
Yes. Yes. But it's a lot out there, man. Like I remember one of like my most favorite OVAs that people know about, but he's not mentioned. And it's like his, I think it's like 25th year. And that's called MD Geist.
Uh huh.
And MD Geist was about this dude who was created. And MD means most dangerous. That's what MD mean. And all he was do was created to murder and kill. And that was his whole shtick. He went through the whole OVA, like helping this group of people, because it's like end of the world type post-apocalyptic type thing. So he went through the whole thing, helping this whole group, trying to stop this thing called I forgot the name of it. It was like the Killer Army or something like that, right? So the killing party is he killed all the enemies, helped this group out, blase blase. To know what he did?
What?
He activated the army. He said, I did all that because I want to fight. That was
Yeah.
it.
That's sweet though.
And he had his armor, which is ridiculous too. Now I'm also big in like my boy Tito and Slim. Now I'm big in figure collecting. Probably a little bit too big in figure collecting. It's kind of it's kind of wallet crunching at times, but yeah, I'm big in figure collecting. So that's one person I would love to have a figure of because his armor was so iconic. And like low key, they still use it today in different variations of anime. But you gotta know the past, know where it came from.
True.
But still, back for that fourth head of Mount Rushmore though.
Which one would be yours?
I need multiple. I need multiple Mount Rushmore.
Just
I need
just
multiple
pick one.
Mount Rushmores.
Just pick one.
When you talk about, but that one, we talking about Shonen basically, and that's we say Dragon Ball, we say One Piece,
Bleach,
and we say Naruto.
and I said Gundam. Or it was I didn't say One Piece. I said Naruto, Bleach, Gundam.
Oh.
But you could put up One Piece. I mean,
Oh, definitely King Luffy. You cannot go out King Luffy.
yeah.
What's wrong with you? You
One
cannot
Piece.
go without
One
King
Piece is
Luffy.
good. I still haven't finished it, dude. I've been watching it forever. So
That's fine. I think that's gonna be for everybody. My
Yeah.
kid will sit up here and start One Piece. Like, boy, it took me 20 years.
yeah, that one is ridiculous. It's too long.
But you know what? One Piece is too long. I wholeheartedly agree with you. But One Piece is great. Just because, and this is my opinion, because it's a lot of arguments about One Piece. Being long is always number one. One Piece is single-handedly one of the only animes that's going to make you care for and care for the reason for whatever character arc they're going through at that time. One Piece character development is unrivaled. Period.
That's the problem I got with it.
What you mean?
That's one show that gives too much character development. Like I don't need to know every single aspect of that person's life. There's some characters where you're like, I'm cool with them just joining the crew. I don't need to see their life story. Like just let them appear on the ship one day. That's it.
You're gonna love it. They make sure you're gonna love it. I think still to this day. Now I wasn't an original watcher of One Piece because it's too long. I think around quarantine, I actually sat down and like, you know what? I'm gonna watch One Piece.
Yeah, I did too.
And I got hooked on it since then. I did my own little time skips, but I caught up. But like prime example, like when Nami's arc came out, her whole shtick and her first arc, 'cause Nami had like 10 arcs, but her first arc with the whole Arlong Park, that was one of the coldest arcs in anime history to me.
It was
Because
good,
it really went through that whole thing, and then you
but it was
realize that
too
it was
long.
like 50. It was like 50 episodes. Like, this is a whole show.
It's too long. I just give you a thing. Watch One Piece if you dare. That's it. If you wanna waste a lot of your time, like if you're in a hospital or something, like you gotta watch it when you're like not living life.
I mean, because the internet will help you though. The internet will help you tremendously because One Piece has fillers and all that stuff because it's been around so long. So you can go through the internet and they show you how to watch it straight up to the manga or true to the point, whatever. It still gonna take you like 2 years, but still,
Yeah, it's too long.
it's still long.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it now, just read the Wikipedia. Like, give up.
But side note, Luffy goes on the wall.
Yeah, I agree. Before Bleach, I would say he goes up there, but I like Bleach.
See, what? Now when we talk about Bleach, though, the only thing that sucks with Bleach is like Bleach was so good, and then Bleach still so good, and there's so much untouched potential that they didn't touch in Bleach.
Well, it's coming out.
And plus,
It's coming
I'm
out
waiting for it
new.
to come back.
They coming out with a new season whenever that happens.
Yeah,
We'll
whenever
see.
that happens. Whenever it happens.
So we about to go into our viral news stories for this week. So what you got, Pauly, man?
Oh, you know I got two for you.
Okay.
But you know what? My first one, I want to do a little differently. Not only we all crazy and anti, whatever. It's still gonna be crazy and anti, but it's a feel good one. How about that?
All right.
So, a Chicago man jumps into Lake Michigan for 365 days straight
Okay. What was the point of that?
to relieve stress.
He jumped into a lake every day to relieve
Yes.
stress.
Yes.
Okay, that's
So he's a
he makes
bus-
sense.
It don't make sense. So this, I don't know what made him really first do it originally, but he was saying that it was so much going on last year when he first started.
Mhm.
He's a bus driver, right? So he took a hit like a lot of people did when the coronavirus pandemic hit full steam last year.
Yeah.
So he had his idea to start just jumping in Lake Michigan
Okay.
to relieve stress. It just felt good. So from
Not in the
his
winter
words-
time.
Hey. So I mean, but he's a bus driver. He got 3 kids. He just had so much going on. He was saying it was during the protesters that was down there, during the election year, all that was going on. Dang. You know, I forgot. 2020 was one hell of a year.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Oh yeah. So he said he just do it because like jumping in that water silenced everything. Then the killer part was hold on.
Okay.
So of course you wondering how he did winter, right?
Uh-huh.
So he started early last spring, right? So wintertime, he had to cut a hole in the lake
Man,
that was big enough for him to jump through during the winter.
that's wild.
But it's it's nature. So of course his little holes would freeze back up. He said one time after he jumped in, he came out with like 20 scrapes on his body because it froze up while he was in there.
Wow. Yeah, nah, I would never jump in a frozen lake. Screw that. You gotta be like, or half seal to be chilling on the lake frozen. I'm good.
Hey.
I hate the winter.
So then the funny part is like, so of course he was recording when he was doing his jumps, right?
Mhm.
So it gained a following. So people going, what you doing this for? Like, remember the ACLS challenge with the ice dunk and all that stuff? So they thought he was doing it for a cause. He just basically said, I don't know.
He's like, ain't on that trend. I ain't on that trend stuff. I'm just doing what I feel like doing. That's funny.
So just people were like, okay. So watching him jump every day just inspired more people. Well, not just jump, just watch him do it like, oh, look, his Dan. His name is Dan O'Connor. Wait a minute. Wasn't that the name of Roseanne's husband on the show?
Yeah, it was Dan. Were they from Chicago or from Illinois?
Yes, they are from Chicago. That's what made me think about it. Like, wait a minute. But yeah, Dan O'Connor, who has a social media, go look it up, and you can see him jump into a lake for 365 times.
Wow.
Which he might still be continuing now because this is a couple of days ago. So
At least it's dedicated.
yes, he's dedicated.
All right. I got one. This one's pretty wild. Alleged father of decuplets, so that's 10 kids,
Jesus Christ.
say he doesn't believe they exist. So,
What?
yeah. So this lady in South Africa, her name is Gisome Sithole. That's her crazy last name. 37, said that she was pregnant with 10 kids at the same time from her boyfriend Tobago Totetsi, something like that. So supposedly she got pregnant. She said she had 10 kids. So she went to give birth to the kids at a local South African hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So no one was allowed into the hospital. I guess it's maybe during the pandemic time or whatever. So Tobago called to see if she was okay, and the people in the hospital said, she's never been there. We don't even know who she is. She's never been treated there." Yeah. So he starts calling her family, calling like her mother, trying to find out like where is she? She just came up missing. So he's like, "Send me a picture of the kids." And nothing. Nobody knows where she's at. But it's so big. It's a big news story down there that people have started donating money to
what?
to her fund because she has so many kids. She got 10 kids. So they said they made several attempts to visit the girlfriend and the babies, but she has failed to disclose her whereabouts and the condition of the babies. So, like, the current uncertainties and the public discourse about the couplets is a major concern for the family, especially the absence of the proof that the couplets exist.
Hold on. We had to delve into here. You trying to tell me, did she have the kids?
Nobody knows. She said, I guess publicly, she had the kids, right?
Bruh.
But nobody knows if she had the kids for real.
Man, she got to name them. Name 5 kids. Just name 5.
Yeah. So the family basically is saying that they don't believe the babies exist.
I kind of agree with them.
And they
because if this,
huh?
Because if she was pregnant with 10 kids.
Yes.
Right. Remember Octomom? Because she had 8, right?
She had 8.
So she had one at Octomom, and Octomom that was here.
Yeah.
But regardless or not, that has to be like a medical miracle.
Yeah.
So
I never even heard of someone having 10 kids at once.
Well, it could be. Well, sheesh. I'm about to say it could be like she was pregnant with 10, because when you go into like the medical profession, whatever, they call it like gravida impera. So she could be pregnant with 10 but don't have 10. So that's a possibility.
They said the record holder right now has 9 kids at the same time.
Okay, so that means Guineas would have been notified.
So I don't know.
Man.
So the family says until proven otherwise, they want to send out apologies for anybody that's inconvenienced or embarrassed, because people have been sending her money, and they are still sending her money, thinking that she still has the kids, and the boyfriend is urging the public to stop sending donations to the family until they know the kids exist.
Pause. So hold on. So Tobago,
yeah,
is the boyfriend, right?
Yeah, he's a boyfriend.
So you gonna have a girlfriend with 10 kids, and you ain't talking about marrying her? I'm just saying.
He probably didn't even believe she was pregnant.
Bruh, you can tell this in America. Because child support,
ooh, man. 10 kids? Ooh. Man, I would have been like, all right, I'm gone.
Yep, might as well take this life in prison. Can't get me there.
Man, 10 kids? I don't even know how you even deal with that.
You don't. Period, you don't.
I don't even understand that. They said that until she proved the kids exist, they don't believe nothing she says. So she's missing.
But this can't. So she missing.
Yeah, she's missing now.
Bro, she got kidnapped, bro.
With the 10 kids?
She got kidnapped for the money she was getting. Somebody got P.O. Box in her name right now.
Wow.
I'm thinking all the way dark, because ain't no way. That's impossible. 10 kids
10.
and not a trace from one of them, not even one named Tutu.
Just give up. They don't exist.
That's crazy. Oh man. I don't know if I can top that story. All right. So, my next story kind of made news, but it's weird, and we're covering it now. Was a Massachusetts lobster diver survives being swallowed by a whale.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Bruh.
How do you get swallowed by a whale?
Man. So, how it was, he's a lobster diver, so he go basically, that's his job. He do it all the time. So, he said while he was out there getting some lobsters, his back was turned, he was underwater, and a humpback whale and swallowed him.
What's the coincidence of that? That's pretty nuts.
I don't even know how he could possibly survive. The only thing I think about Pinocchio.
Yeah, or Jonas, like the Bible
Right.
story.
Right. But he said all he knew was he felt like a shove, and it was completely black, and this was he was inside the mouth of a whale,
Wow,
and the whale was trying to like swallow. You know what I'm saying?
that's wild. That, like, how did he get out? It spit him back out or something, or he just
Yes, because now I don't know how 100% true this is, but they say little known fact that whales do not eat humans.
Yeah, they're like, don't they eat like plankton and stuff?
Yeah, so of course it tasted him and his little saltiness and it spit him back out.
Wow,
He was banged up with just bruises, but no broken bones or anything. But it literally spit him back out.
what are the chances of you just diving and a whale just comes out of nowhere? Like, that's a
God.
yeah,
That's it.
that's insane.
That's it.
Wow.
That's that's God, bro. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You went in there and you got back out, and then you know what I'm saying. Like, this was my thought process. Now you don't know what happened to you when you first got swallowed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, you get spit out and you turn around and you see a whale.
Yeah, that's,
Dying of shock is an option.
yeah, really
Ain't
crazy.
it though? Ain't it though?
All right, I got another crazy one for you. This one's pretty wild, and it's kind of unbelievable. It says politicians. This is in London. Politicians in London claim Nigerians are ordering pizza from London and using British Airways for delivery.
What?
So basically, they're saying that Nigerians are ordering pizza on their cell phones and having someone deliver it from London to Nigeria
Guess you don't care about heat.
on on British Airways. So he said that they're apparently the reality facing a number of Nigerians who reportedly been ordering pizza from London and having it delivered 4,000 miles via British Airways. And they said that it's a senator, I guess he's has something with Nigeria, they're saying. And he was like, they buy their food in London and bring it on British Airways and they pick it up in the airport in the morning. He said they're trying to avoid paying import taxes on the pizza. And I was like, what? And it says in the statement that Nigerian government plans to cut down on imported goods and that are exceedingly damaging their economy. And they said that supposedly someone is delivering pizzas, whoever it is, they don't know who it is, and using British Airways to deliver the pizza to Nigeria. And people are not taking the senator seriously, like, dude, it's just pizza.
But yeah, like how illegal is that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know their politics out there, but it's pretty crazy. 4,000 miles for a pizza? Like, they don't have pizza in Nigeria?
Though?
Well, they paying the London price. So let's just say the London pizza costs $15, right?
Okay.
Then they pay the dude, whoever gets on the British Airways, I guess, to deliver the pizza.
They must not get paid mileage, huh?
I don't know.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah, like you order a pizza today and you got to pick it up the next morning. Like, here goes your pizza. I don't think pizza's even that great to wait that long for it. And this is like cooked pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So they weighing all like whatever 4,000 miles. I don't know how long it is to get from London to Nigeria, but man, order pizza from that place to Nigeria.
That's deep.
Like what?
I kind of want to try something like that. That's gotta be the truth. If you
Yeah.
gonna order that far, that's gotta be the truth.
They need to just whoever's ordering pizza, they need to go to Nigeria and open up a shop. Like you gonna make money
Basically,
because they ordering pizza from London.
that's deep, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, but then how would it taste like when you get it? Like I guess I gotta reheat it because that gotta be.
but yeah, pizza the next day be tasting good though.
This is true. That is true. I said I never want to get it fresh, but hey,
Yeah, I just thought that was crazy.
that blew my mind. And then how would you look at it when you got I imagine it's like like DoorDash and all that stuff, right? That's just my guess. So you get an order like Nigeria. What you mean, blood?
Yeah, you're like, oh well, they giving me a $30 tip, so I'm taking it.
And they paying for my plane ticket.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's wild. All right, everybody, we about to go into the quick hits, and I think Pauly's gonna start it off for us this week.
Yes, sir. But since Slim is, making deals, we're gonna have to do it kind of different. So instead of our usual format, we doing like only 3. In respect for our boy. When he come back, he gotta go work double harder.
Oh,
he
yeah.
don't know that yet, but yeah, he gonna have to.
And you're gonna have to split some of that Vegas money with us too.
For real. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Question 1. What video game gave you the best story you ever experienced?
What video game? Well, that's easy for me. I would say Halo, man. Halo, that story is epic to me. Like the whole Master Chief whole storyline. I think that's one of the best story games. And not because of the shooter, but just games itself. I thought it was probably one of the best to me.
Facts. All right. Question 2. What is the most disappointing anime you ever watched?
Wow. Disappointing?
Yep. Like you thought it would be all of it, and it was like pure trash.
Wow. There's a lot of them because I've watched a lot. But, man, most disappointing, I got to go through the archives. That's pretty... it's like you never think of anime in that sense of like how bad it is.
Oh, there's bad ones.
Yeah, I'm sure there's bad ones, but I'm just saying like ones that I've watched that are bad. Probably one of the worst ones that I've watched that I really didn't like it was probably that Magi, the Magi one.
Oh, Magi.
Yeah, Magi. It was kind of like pretty boring. And I thought it was gonna be good. It had like a good concept from the first like 2 episodes, and then it kind of went downhill for me from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like probably Magi would probably be one of the worst I've watched.
All right, I feel it. All right, last question. In your opinion, who is the most overpowered villain in any series, any genre?
Any genre overpowered?
Yep.
Just like
this dude just ridiculous.
I
It could be
well,
video game, anime, live action.
I would probably say Sephiroth from Final Fantasy.
You know what? That's the greatest answer ever seen.
He like he tortured you, man. Like when you played the game, that was probably like the worst last boss you could fight. Because if you went to fight Sephiroth and you ain't have enough life, like not life, but enough potions, enough anything to fight him, like you were gonna beat him by luck only.
Yep.
because once he said Meteor, you just might as well
Yep.
you might as well turn the TV off, turn the game off. There's so many times where I played Sephiroth, and I just kept losing and losing. I was like, well, I can't play this game this week because I got to come back next week to beat him. Like literally, you're at the end of the game. That's how hard it was. And I mean, you're a kid when you were playing that. You were like frustrated.
Oh yeah, it was soul crushing, bro.
You knew
It
Square
was soul
Enix was like,
crushing.
I don't care about your feelings,
Yep.
making this dumb hard.
So true. So true. Like I thought that would be like a very like could have been multiple answers. No,
Yeah,
that's literally the perfect answer.
I mean, he was OP. Like that was one of the hardest bosses. It gets you to the frustration of Dark Souls, basically.
Mm.
That's how frustrated you were playing this game. I mean, playing Sephiroth because the
Hmm.
game
Yeah,
itself
before
was
Dark
great.
Souls, there was Sephiroth.
Yeah, and you thought you beat him, and then
Ah.
he's like, "No, I have wings." You're like, "Okay, I'm done."
Facts.
Yep. All right, man. I'm gonna hit you with my three. You ready?
All right. Yes, sir.
Okay. What's one store or fast food restaurant that you wish we had in Ohio that we don't have?
Wish that we had in
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yep.
Oh, that's easy. Bo Jangles.
Never heard of it.
Bo Bojangles chicken
Uh huh.
and sides go so hard. It's ridiculous. Like up here, our main chicken spots are either hood spots and Popeyes. That's
Yeah.
it.
KFC
We got nothing else
sucks.
great. KFC says. And Mr. Chicken is too expensive. We got it up here, but it's like they charge you $25 for an 8 piece.
Yeah.
I'm good. That's just way too much. Way, 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 way too much. Bojangles. I'm talking about when I went to Atlanta, I told my wife about it, like, we get some Bojangles. She's like, what's Bojangles? And I'm talking about we was eating Bojangles every day. I to the point where, like, we leaving, like, let's get some Bojangles for the road because we don't get it no more. It's that good.
That's sweet. All right. You hear that, Bojangles? We need y'all in Ohio, man.
For real.
All right. Question number 2. If you could remake an old anime into a modern one, which one would it be?
We make an old anime into a modern anime. You know what? I want to. I probably need to do like a real deep dive of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because some animes get remade so many times, but they don't. I don't know. Sometimes I feel they just don't do them right, or like the last one failed, so they never tried it again. But it all depends on where the world at when they made. So this is my answer for right now. I'm probably gonna change in my mind later though. Speed Racer.
Speed Racer?
Yep. They tried to remake it before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to make it like '90s modern Speed Racer, and that was like almost pure trash. So what I think they should have did was make Speed Racer, but how they make it is make him have the original stories, but literally modern animation.
That'd be good. I
That would
thought
be
the movie was good,
so
though.
great. Oh, the movie was hardcore
Yeah, it was a fail,
because
like, box office wise, but I thought it was good.
oh yeah, I mean honestly, I remember when I bought Speed Racer because like that was the epitome of like if you want to see how a Blu-ray looks great, Speed Racer, flat out. The colors
Yeah.
in there is like ridiculous.
That was that if you have like a HD TV, of course you should have one by now. But like you have OLED or
Right, right.
LCD or QLED, and you put that movie on, it's ridiculous. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna hit you with the third question. This one is gonna be a choice. Which of these do you think is the best video game movie? You got The Wiz,
Ooh, it's different.
The Wizard, Ready Player One, or Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. No ifs, ands, or buts. Scott Pilgrim, bro.
Scott Pilgrim, man. That movie was dope.
Scott Pilgrim was. I don't care if you haven't seen it, go see it. It was literally, in my opinion, one of the best movies ever made. I don't care what nobody says. What's
Ever made?
Boy, Edgar Wright. Yes.
I don't know if ever made, but it was good.
I say ever made. When it comes to that type of genre, nothing touched Scott Pilgrim. Ain't made yet. Not even the new Mortal Kombat, which is based on a video game, its whole self touched Scott Pilgrim. It was perfect casting. The plot was stupid enough as is, and they did it perfectly because it's based off a book.
Yeah, and
they did leave a lot of things out though, but that's a whole nother story.
The cast really was star-studded, if you think about it. Like
it was
crazy.
It really was. Mind you, that half your superhero universe people was in there. You had Superman in there. You had Captain Marvel in there.
It was good. It was a good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I wish that it wasn't. It didn't fail in the box office. We probably would have got a second one.
Well, that's the only thing though. Like what it did, and going by the source material, there was nothing else it could really do. Cause that literally how it kind of ended in the books too. So it's like if they made a second one, they just doing a money grab. So I respect that part of it, but I would love to have still see a second one because just that style of how they did things in there, I don't understand. Like sometimes Hollywood don't steal from the right things. You can steal some of them concepts in Scott Pilgrim, like real life universe, video game things in it. Boom, make a movie. Maybe that Ryan Reynolds joint might get it right. They're coming out.
I don't know. I doubt it.
I don't either. But yeah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And a great game too. But, you know what? That's it. That's the end of the journey today. So, thank you for listening to Just Two Nerds. Slim be back next week.
Two Nerds and no Slim this week.
Right. So this episode will be called A.K.A. Super Nerd because we went there. Yes, that's right. We multi-talented. But as usual, listen to us wherever you want to. We're there. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, whatever. Whatever on your phone, we there.
Yep. And like and subscribe to all our platforms. Hit us up on the socials and listen every Monday. And next week we will have Slim back. So unless he gets rich in Vegas, then he probably won't be back.
Right.
But we'll see y'all next Monday. Peace out.
Step into a Slim Jim.
And this week I will be doing the Slim Jim. So always remember, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and streams that you used to.